Joe Musso never fails to make you feel pumped up about any game, but especially when it comes to the playoffs. So we got the schedule here on tap for the divisional round. Starting you off with 2 games on Saturday, the Jags and the Chiefs, followed by the Giants and the Eagles. Then on Sunday, Bengals traveling to Buffalo while the Cowboys head out west to take on the 49ers. Of course, you can catch that Bills-Bengals game live on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Let's welcome in Katie Mox to help us make some money, hopefully, with player props and picks for the playoffs. Katie, we're starting things off with the Jags and the Chiefs. We know Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday in his career. But Kansas City is not going to be an easy feat. The Chiefs looking to get to their 5th straight AFC Championship game. What prop are you giving us here?
Well, first of all, I have to hit on what you said about Joe Musso. I get to work with him every single week, and he definitely makes you want to run through a brick wall. So I concur with that statement. But when we talk about this game, I like Travis Kelce over 79.5 receiving yards. Now, y'all already know I love a tight end prop. And who better to invest in than Travis Kelce? He is a nightmare matchup for the Jags as he's led tight ends in all categories this season. Receptions, yard, touchdowns, you name it. The Jags have also been soft against tight ends this season, giving up the 3rd most yards and the 5th most yak per reception to the position. Kelce also torched Jacksonville for 81 yards in Week 10 and has not averaged less than 100 receiving yards in the playoffs over the last 2 seasons. I love Kelce in this spot.
Moving on to an NFC East matchup, we got the Giants and the Eagles. You know, the Giants are 8-1 straight up as playoff underdogs since 2007. The Eagles, on the other hand, coming off of a bye. And Katie, you like Jalen Hurts for a prop here.
I do. I'm actually taking Hurts under his rush attempts. That's at 8.5. Look, he's averaged over this number throughout the season at 11 per game. That said, the Eagles had virtually no design runs for him in Week 18. Now, he did have 9 attempts in that game, but he only had 7 in the Week 14 matchup. I do think that the Eagles are going to run the ball a lot here. The Giants defense ranks 3rd to last in defensive DVOA, and they rank last against the run in multiple categories. However, while Jalen Hurts might not be on the injury report, he's definitely not 100% healthy. We've heard all kinds of reports that he's been a little bit more limited in drills in practice this week. The Eagles need to win this game, but they need to ensure that Hurts can continue to play throughout the playoffs. I think that the Eagles are going to try and protect him as much as possible and limit those design runs and keep him in the pocket. I really like the value here as well. It's at plus 118.
Yeah, the first playoff matchup all time between quarterbacks with 700-plus rushing yards in a regular season. Bengals and Bills, highly anticipated matchup here. Both teams entering this one on a win streak of 8 or more games. Katie, you're saying that we should put our money on Money McPherson. I mean, no pun intended, but the dude's pretty clutch.
Yes, Jacqueline, if you're going to bet any money on a kicker this weekend, bet it on Evan McPherson. I'm taking him over 2.5 made extra points. This is at plus 146. We're going for value this weekend. Look, I'm on the over on this game. Buffalo's defense has not been as stout as we've come to expect, and Josh Allen's turnover habit against a quarterback like Joe Cool, this could be a huge problem for the Bills. I like the Bengals to get at least 3 scores, and McPherson, as you said, coined Money Mac. He's got that name for a reason. Make us some money this weekend, Mac. Over 2.5 made extra points. Let's go.
All right, we're talking about the Cowboys and your 49ers. We know, you know, that's your team. We see it in the background there, facing up for the 9th postseason meeting. We had a rematch of last year's wild card round. We saw that earlier in Joe Musso's package. We got 2 beasts on defense that we're dealing with here. Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, they're tied for the NFL lead with 90 pressures during the regular season. With all of that in mind, Katie, what is your play on this one?
Give me the rightful defensive player of the year, Nick Bosa, to get in some Bosa bear hugs on Dak Prescott. Look, I like him over 3.5 tackles and assists at, you guessed it, plus money again. Bosa is a game wrecker. He's had 37 total tackles against the NFC this season. 29 of those are solo with 12.5 sacks. Majority of those impressive stats, well, they take place at Levi Stadium, where Bosa has racked up 33 total tackles, 30 of them all by himself. You already alluded to it. This game is going to be won in the trenches, and I think we're all excited to see that back and forth battle between Micah Parsons and Nick Bosa, each trying to outdo the other one when it's their turn. Last week against the Seahawks, Bosa was responsible for 5 total tackles, so go already over this mark, and especially as the Cowboys O-lineman Jason Peters is likely to be ruled out with that hip injury, I like him to have success again again this week. Bosa bear hugs all day long.
Going to be a good one in Santa Clara. And finally, Katie, we want your best bet for the divisional round. Last week you gave us Giants at +3, which hit. So trying to keep the streak alive. What you got for us?
Well, you already know I'm going the Niners -4. San Francisco is the best team in NFL on both sides of the ball. And that's not just me talking. As a fan, since Brock Purdy took over, they lead in virtually every offensive category, and the defense has been the best in the league all season long. Yes, Dak threw a clean game against the Bucs last week, but he's going to be under a different kind of pressure this week against those 49ers. And if you turn the ball over against San Francisco, that offense is going to make you pay for it with those weapons over and over again. Bang, bang, Niner gang, as they say. 49ers to advance, cover, and move on to the finals.
Katie Mox, #1 Niners fan here, giving us her best player props and picks for the playoffs here on CBS Sports HQ. Thank you so much, Katie. We appreciate it. And getting a recap of Katie's picks, she's got Travis Kelce over 79.5 receiving yards, Jalen Hurts under 8.5 rushing attempts, Evan McPherson over 2.5 extra points made, Nick Bosa over 3.5 tackles and assists. And when it comes for her best bet for the divisional round, she's rolling with the 49ers at -4. And you can join the Sportsline crew for their live betting hour, live betting advice, and everything you need to know for the divisional round. Things kick off on Saturday at 1:30 Eastern and Sunday at 2 Eastern.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.